All right, so we're back for another deep dive into pro golf.
Yeah,
We've got a ton of action to cover from the past 4 days from all different tours.
absolutely. From the PGA Tour all the way through to the Sunshine Ladies Tour.
Exactly. So we've got a pretty global picture of what's going on in golf right now.
Yeah, really good snapshot.
So today, our mission, I guess you could say, is to break down some of the most significant wins and any other developments in the golf world that we need to know about.
Absolutely.
So let's start with the PGA Tour and the Texas Children's Houston Open.
Okay.
Min Woo Lee picked up his first ever PGA Tour win
Yeah, first PGA Tour win.
at Memorial Park in Houston.
Impressive.
He finished at 20 under par, but
Yeah.
what really stands out, I think, is how close the competition was.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Scottie Scheffler, the world #1,
Right.
and Gary Woodland, former U.S. Open champ, they both finished just one shot back.
19 under.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It really is. I mean, when you're talking about a one-shot margin with players of that caliber, that's pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was able to handle it, so that's something.
Yeah, and I read that he had to make this pretty clutch up and down on the 18th hole to secure the win.
Oh, yeah, clutch up and down on 18 to win it.
I mean, can you imagine what's going through his mind at that point?
Oh, I can only imagine. I mean, you've got the world #1 breathing down your neck and a major champion.
Yeah.
You've got to sink that putt to win it all.
It's got to be so much pressure.
It's immense.
Right.
But that's what separates the good from the great in this game. Being able to perform under pressure like that.
Yeah, I think that moment says a lot about Lee's mental game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it speaks volumes about his composure and his ability to execute when it matters most.
And obviously a huge financial boost for him, too. I mean, the winner's share was $1.71 million.
Oh, that'll do it.
And a big jump in the rankings, right?
Huge jump. He's up to 22 in the world now. That's a career high for him. And he's 16th in the FedEx Cup standings.
So that win really did a lot for him.
Oh, yeah. It's a massive step forward in his career. And it's worth noting he's now the highest ranked Australian golfer.
That's awesome.
Which is really interesting. You're seeing players from all over the world making their mark on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, definitely a global game now.
For sure.
Okay, well, let's move on to the DP World Tour now.
Sounds good.
Eugenio Chacarra won the Hero Indian Open in New Delhi.
Yeah, another interesting win.
He finished at 4 under par, 2 strokes ahead of the field.
Yeah, at the DLF Golf and Country Club.
Right, and this is someone who has played on the Asian Tour and has been connected to Lilia Golf.
That's right.
So it's fascinating to see him win on the DP World Tour now.
Yeah, it is. It seems like a pretty big moment for him in terms of where his career is headed.
Yeah, definitely.
And it wasn't an easy win either.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, the final round was pretty eventful. He dropped 3 shots.
Oh, wow.
But he was able to recover with a crucial chip on the 14th hole.
So he really had to battle it out.
Yeah, he did. He showed a lot of resilience.
I mean, that's golf for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things rarely go perfectly smoothly.
Oh, never. One minute you're cruising, the next you're scrambling to save par. It's all part of the game.
Exactly.
And that chip in on 14, that was a real turning point. It kind of shifted the momentum back in his favor.
Right. I bet that was a huge relief.
Oh, I'm sure it was a big confidence boost as well, to pull off a shot like that when you really need it.
So now he has full DP World Tour status, which is
That's huge.
a big deal.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of doors for him, in terms of playing opportunities and earning potential.
So this could be a real springboard for his career.
Absolutely. It's a big step up. And, a win like this is going to boost his world ranking significantly. He could be knocking on the door of the top 200 soon.
Wow. And I guess, he beat the defending champion too, right?
That's right, Keita Nakajima.
And Juice Leighton. So,
Yeah, some quality players.
yeah, he beat some quality players.
Which just adds to the significance of the win. It wasn't a fluke. He proved he can compete with the best.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we're going to be hearing a lot more from Eugenio Chacarra in the future.
Okay, so now over to the LPGA Tour.
All right.
Hyo Kim won the Ford Championship
Yes, in a
in
playoff.
Chandler, Arizona at the Whirlwind Golf Club.
Exciting finish.
She finished at 22 under par.
An incredible score.
I know, and she had to beat Lilia Vu in a playoff.
Yeah, it was a close one.
And Allison Corpuz finished 3rd at 21 under par.
Wow, so the scoring was unbelievable.
I know, right? Those are some seriously low scores.
It speaks to the incredible talent on the LPGA Tour right now. I mean, to have multiple players shooting that low consistently, it's remarkable.
Yeah, the competition is fierce.
Oh, yeah, the margins for error are tiny.
Okay, let's head down to South Africa now for the Sunshine Ladies Tour.
Okay.
Thalia Martin from England won the ABSA Ladies Invitational in Johannesburg.
At the Royal Johannesburg and Kensington Golf Club.
That's right. And this was her first professional win, so.
A maiden professional victory.
Yeah, a special moment for sure.
Oh, yeah. Always remember your first one.
She finished at 11 under par 2 strokes ahead of the field.
That's a solid win.
And it sounds like it came down to the wire.
It did, yeah. Laura Beveridge, Anne Charlotte Mora, and Madeline Stavnar all tied for second at 9 under.
So it was a tight race.
It was, and unfortunately for Stavnar, she double bogeyed the 18th hole.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which pretty much handed the win to Martin.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah, golf can be a cruel game sometimes. You can play well all week, and then one bad hole can cost you everything.
Yeah, it's all about staying focused right to the very end.
Absolutely, every shot counts.
So congratulations to Thalia Martin on that first win.
Yeah, for sure, a well-deserved victory.
All right, so let's switch gears for a second and talk about
Sure.
some news off the course.
Okay.
3M has extended its title sponsorship of the 3M Open through 2030.
That's fantastic news. Those long-term sponsorship deals are so important for the tour.
Yeah, they provide a lot of stability, right?
Absolutely. They allow tournaments to plan for the future, invest in infrastructure, and, really build something special.
And it shows that companies like 3M see value in supporting golf.
Yeah, for sure. Golf is a great platform for brand visibility and fan engagement.
All right, so before we wrap up, let's take a look ahead at the upcoming events.
Okay.
On the PGA Tour, the Valero Texas Open is next week.
Yeah, April 3rd to 6th in San Antonio.
And that's the last event before the Masters, right?
That's right. So it'll be interesting to see who's playing and how they approach it.
Yeah, because, some guys are going to be trying to get those last-minute points to qualify for Augusta.
Exactly, and others will be using it as a final tune-up before the big one.
Right, so that should be an exciting tournament to watch.
Definitely.
And on the LPGA Tour, the first major of the season is coming up.
The Chevron Championship, April 17th to 20th in Rancho Mirage.
And that's always a big one.
Oh, yeah. The majors are what every player dreams of winning.
So that should be a really competitive event. And then finally, on the DP World Tour, the ISPS Handa Championship is happening in Japan at the end of April.
That's right, April 24th to 27th.
So yeah, lots of great golf to look forward to in the coming weeks.
For sure, the season is really heating up now.
Okay, well, that about wraps up our deep dive for today.
Yeah.
We had a lot to cover. We saw Min-Woo Lee get his first PGA Tour win, Eugenio Chacarra get a big win on the DP World Tour.
Hyo-Jo Kim on the LPGA.
Right, Hyo-Jo Kim on the LPGA and Thalia Martin on the Sunshine Ladies Tour.
And the continued support from sponsors like 3M.
Yeah, that was big news.
It shows the health of the game.
So what are you going to be keeping an eye on in the golf world? With so many different players and storylines developing.
That's a good question. There's a lot to choose from, but I'm really curious to see how some of these younger players continue to develop.
Oh, cool.
Well, like Min-Woo Lee, for example, he's clearly got a ton of talent, and now he's got that first win under his belt, so I think he could be a real force on tour.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then you've got guys like Eugenio Chacarra who are making a name for themselves on different tours. I'm interested to see what path he takes.
So it sounds like you're going to be watching the rankings closely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The rankings tell a story. You can see who's trending upwards, who's struggling, and who's ready to break through.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess the next few months are going to be really telling.
Absolutely. There's a lot to play for with the Masters and the other majors coming up.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
But I think we gave everyone a pretty good overview of what's happening in the golf world.
I think so.
So thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll be back next week with more from the world of professional golf.
See you then.